Sorry about that, everybody. I trying to get the software back up to normal so we can have the space station set back, and I'm tweaking things. I had to do a test to see if the bandwidth worked. That's what all that hash was. Hi, but I'm on now so far. Oh my God! Wish me luck. I gotta change my ads at the beginning of this. I haven't modified the opening. I got new shows to promote. We got Chicago. Sexy Liberal is gonna be pay-per-view. That's right. The venue is sold out, but you can still see the show. SexyLiberal.com. All right. Be on in a minute. Music is coming through, right? You guys can hear that? Just making sure. Let me know. Hoorah!
Undersea Second Amendment.
I think people saw that loud and clear.
Our army manned the air. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do.
Don't touch my hands because they're dirty.
shit, the mic was off. That was all secret. I wasn't talking to you guys. I was talking to some people in another room below the Denver airport. I'm going to start over. Hello, everybody from Minnesota and beyond. It's the Governor. That's right, I'm here, and I've got it right this time. The mic is firing, and we're ready to go. I'm here to tell you right now, goddammit, that you're going to vote for Kamala Harris, and you're going to vote for Tim Walz because the Governor told you so. That's right. It's time to rise up. That's right. We're Minnesota Rising, which is basically, we do it pretty early, actually. We like to get to work and do some shit, and, you know, we're workaholics. It's not a problem. I'm just going to tell you right out of the gate that we like to do a lot of work right away and then later take a nap. That's why we're all so goddamn jolly. Now settle the fuck down. I'm here to tell you something. All right, you can hear me now. The mic's on. I know it is. Stop lying, you hooters. Listen here. I was all ready to hate this goddamn ticket. You had a woman from California that all I can think is she can't wrestle, you know, so I'm not sure how I'm going to vote. You know, I'm certainly not going to throw my vote behind that heroined out bear fucker from New York, the silver spoon boy, the Kennedy over there, you know, acting like he's a man of the people. You can't be a man of the people if you go fucking falconing. That's not possible. Listen here. And obviously, Trump is, I was a wrestler, but everything about that guy is fake. So I was a little stuck. But then here comes Harris with a fucking roundhouse. She put me in a scissor lock, which sounds very pleasurable, and then comes down on the atomic elbow, giving me the waltz, baby. Waltzing me across the finish line, goddammit. Dressing me up and taking me to the dance. That's right. Waltz has got me picking out my party dress. I can't wait to join this goddamn party. So vote, you fuckers, vote. And now a word from our sponsors. Sorry. This is what happens. Like, my show starts all fucked up because I'm too busy dicking. I literally had that mustache on while I was setting up the show. And and I was having so much fun talking to myself that I forgot to unmute the microphone. So, hi everybody. Well, it's hey, there's a couple of we got a two-lane road of good news right now. On the one hand, a campaign that was already fire, and was totally brat, just got goosed by a man. Let me just say this right out of the gate, if I may, and first, if I may, hello chat room, hi chat room. Oh, the Venmo is very large. I forgot how large the Venmo is on this set. Welcome to Space Station Hal. By the way, if this is your first time here, welcome to the greatest live stream that has ever existed. I know I said that yesterday, but that was the past, okay? Live in the now. And right now, this is the greatest live stream that has or ever will happen. I'm just letting you know, okay? And you don't have to believe me. Ask the Governor. You're fucking A right, it's the best. What more could you want? Look at this. He built this goddamn set. It looks basically 3D. He used AI. I know it for a fucking fact. And you can even anonymously donate. That's a fantastic thing. You can tell people or not. Look at this list of lovely fuckers. And even lets you guys show up on the show. I'd never let that happen. I'd hide you behind a wall and make you whisper at me. And then go, what? I'm not repeating that. Fuck you. But he doesn't do it because he likes you, goddammit. And he's on all these sites at once. Tell him what you're watching from right now. Are you on the Facebook like a grandma? Are you on Shitter like some tech bro bot that's there just to make it look like some of the people on Rumble have an audience? Are you on YouTube like a normal goddamn person? Or are you on Twitch like a hardcore emote freak? Let me know. God damn it. Eventually we're going to be on Truth Sinkhole. Let us make it happen. But this is the greatest live stream you will ever see, ever. All right, so I just want to say hi, chat room. Get out of here. Stop it. I'm not gonna do it. YouTube's not up. It is up. Oh, God damn it. Got me nervous there. Andrea, are we on all sites? I'm gonna look in the staff chat. At least I can trust her. Son of a bitch. I am on YouTube. Okay, good. Okay. Facebook's fine. Twitch is fine. YouTube's fine. All right. Screw you, you people messing with me like that. Damn you, chat room. I'm kidding. I love you. All right. The Venmo should be behind my head. It shouldn't be in front of me. That's not classy. It's not nice. It's like to scrub for the customer is not sexy as animal. All right. Before I jump into this, can I just say that when I looked at hold on, Tim Waltz. There he is. When I looked at Tim Waltz, all I can think of is, wouldn't it have been amazing if a trance medium had cast a spell on Dick Cheney and put Joe Biden's soul in him and allowed him to be 20 years younger? Do you see it? Am I the only person that sees it? Also, he absolutely has Chris Farley voice. Yeah? It is, and they're also, all right, I'm going to bring this picture up. Hold on. See if this is also just me. Hold on. Because it might be a little on the nose. Because I just thought of this. I have to look at it. Let's see. Images. Little bit of, let's see if I can find him. I need a good straight-on picture of him, though. Why do they all have these side pictures? You assholes. I'll have it in just a second. This will have to do. All right. I'm just saying, follow me on this. Clarence the Angel from It's a Wonderful Life, Tim Waltz. Clarence the Angel from It's a Wonderful Life, Tim Waltz. Clarence the Angel from It's a Wonderful Life, Tim Waltz. That's all I'm saying. That's it. That's the last one I'm gonna do. I'm just saying it, right? Like, thank you. Happy birthday. Thank you, Luis. I will pass that on to Can't Stop Lying. Happy birthday to CSL. I was going to get to that in a second, but that's very sweet of you right out of the gate. Ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday to our dear Can't Stop Lying. He's in the chat room. Please embarrass him by yelling happy birthday at him. And we will be putting a link in there if you want to send him some direct love. Andrea, we have that in there, I'm sure, someplace. I just want to make sure. But there you go. So, just saying. If you would like to do that, that's a possibility. And yeah. Did somebody just yell nerd at me for the Clarence thing? Look at all those happy birthday people. Oh, that's just beautiful. Hold on. Look at this. Lovely. You guys are lovely. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Can't Stop Lying. Happy birthday to you. There you go. This is not bad. I got a little carried away. But hey, we love them, so we're allowed. There you go. And yes. Now, it's showtime. It's showtime. All right, let's primary. Okay, so I know some of you probably watched our dear friend Boston Brian live streamed the, because I wasn't around because I had family stuff today. And just to let you know, if I start tearing up at any point during this, just understand that I am, while my heart is bursting with joy, I am also a broken man. So I'm having one of those family days. So just understand that. And details are not necessary. It's just one of those days where there will never be enough hugs, if that makes sense. Yeah, okay. That's all I'm saying. And I know this because I was listening to the audio in the car of Tim Walz's speech, and I heard a little bit of it, and I started crying just when he said the word hope. I'm gonna do it again. All right, God damn it. Okay, here we go. I just want to do this piece, and then we'll get to the people freaking out. We'll do some comedy, but I want to show you who Tim Walz really is, and then we're going to look at the panicked reaction to Tim Walz, which is so good because I feel like you have to see him, right, and go, what's he really like, and then see the overreaction. It just makes it that much sweeter. So here we go. And really? And really, that's when the audio stops? That's the audio just doesn't like it? It's just not going to play in that one? Do I have to do this again? Mother puss bucket. All right, hold on. Back to the chat. Because you guys couldn't hear that either, right? I couldn't hear it, so you couldn't hear it. Copy. Copy. There we go. It's probably because I went to the Clarence the Angel bit, and God didn't think that was particularly funny. I'm kidding. He thought it was adorable. Let's see. Yeah, here we go.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you, Philadelphia.
No, thank you, you Minnesotan son of a bitch. Thanks for being here. Goddamn. Seriously, if you put a red hat on him, he's Santa with a shave. This guy's so goddamn Minnesota nice. I'm getting cavities just listen to him smile.
Thank you, Madam Vice President, for the trust you put in me, but maybe more so, thank you for bringing back the joy. I'm thrilled to be on this journey with you and Doug, this incredible journey. And Pennsylvania, I know you know this, but my God, what a treasure you have in Josh Shapiro.
Okay, gotta say, before all the review tapes of Tim Walz have come out everywhere, I want to say, like, that there was I think a reaction to a lot of people because it was his last name is Walz, his first name is Tim. We had Tim Kaine. There was like a softness to it. They're like, oh no. Some people know that he's the guy that coined the word weird, but that doesn't mean he'll be the kind of attack dog that you might need, all that kind of stuff. And dude, he just like it. He I don't know how he does it, but he manages to ride both rails of harsh and sweet. He's like pineapple on pizza. You know what I mean? Sweet and savory.
Holy hell, can this guy bring the fire? He can bring the fire. This is a visionary leader. Also, I have to tell you, everybody in America knows when you need a bridge fixed, call that guy.
Yeah, because he has Buttigieg on speed dial. I mean, it was teamwork. Hold on.
And I think sometimes we forget, and you see people a little one-dimensional, but seeing a guy who cares so deeply about his family, a man with compassion, vision, and I'll have to tell you this, I know this from experience, there is no one you would rather go to a Springsteen concert in Jersey with than him. Than that guy. Bruce. And I can't wait for all of you and America to get to know my incredible wife, Gwen, a 29-year public school educator. Don't ever underestimate teachers.
Just for the record, my grandfather and my grandmother and my aunt and my uncle are teachers. My dad's brother taught English at Nashville Tech and for a long time, and my aunt Sophie, his wife, taught French at Vanderbilt, and my aunt Susan, my dad's sister, who passed away, has the math wing at Sayersville College is named after her in Kentucky, and my grandfather was president of Murray State University. Just saying, my dad was the black sheep of the family because he decided to become an architect, like a freak. Some could say that in the way I do my show, I am carrying on the tradition of my family in a sort of non-structural way. Anyways, what I'm saying is love teachers.
And our two beautiful kids, Hope and Gus. I couldn't be prouder to be on this ticket and to help Vice President Harris become what we all know is very, very good for us to think about. Next President of the United States of America. From her first day as a prosecutor, as a district attorney, Attorney General of the great state of California, a United States Senator, and Vice President of the United States.
Thanks, Kramer.
Vice President Harris has fought on the side of the American people. She took on the predators, she took on the fraudsters, she took down the transnational gangs, she stood up...
And now she has to do it all over again. It's a reboot. This is literally like Kamala running against Donald Trump is like the second Die Hard sequel, the third Die Hard movie, which had the same plot as the first one, but bigger special effects.
Against powerful corporate interests, and she never hesitated to reach across the aisle if it meant improving people's lives. And I want all of you to hold this, and don't ever underestimate the power of this. She does it all with a sense of joy.
Yep. And I dated Joy for like 2.5 years, and she was a very sensible woman. I'm just saying.
I know a little something about that commitment to people. I was born in West Point, Nebraska. I lived in Butte, a small town of 400.
Excuse me, sir. That town was 10 times the size of my hometown. 10 times. 10 times. You big city freak. I'm just kidding.
Where community was a way of life. Growing up, I spent the summers working on the family farm. My mom and dad taught us, show generosity towards your neighbors and work for a common good.
What a weirdo.
My dad served in the Army during the Korean War. And with his encouragement, at 17, I joined the Army National Guard.
Yay, hi.
For 24 years, I proudly wore the uniform of this nation. The National Guard gave me purpose. It gave me the strength of a shared commitment to something greater than ourselves. And just as it did for my dad and millions of others, the GI Bill gave me a shot at a college education.
For the record, some of you may recall that that Social Security benefits is the reason that Paul Ryan, who was another congressman who ended up running as VP, got to go to university and ultimately became a congressman because of the education that he got through Social Security. And he spent the entire time he was in office, and everyone around him did the exact same thing, trying to pull the ladder up after him in the lifeboat, as it were. The GI Bill was very similar, but nobody dares touch it in a lot of ways. There are variations of that are the GI Bill structure, effectively, is what Biden expanded on to allow first responders, nurses, teachers, and the like to help, have their loans forgiven, public servants.
My dad was a teacher. My brothers and sisters and I followed in their footsteps. 3 out of 4 of us married teachers. What we do. For nearly 20 years, I had the privilege of teaching high school social studies and coaching football.
If I'd have been in his class, it would have been an honor to say, "I'm sorry, Mr. Walz, I won't do it again."
Including winning that state championship.
A couple of times. Right.
So thank you. Don't ever close the yearbook. Don't ever. But it was my students. They encouraged me to run for office. They saw in me what I was hoping to instill in them, a commitment of common good, a belief that one person can make a difference. So in 2006, I took a leap and I ran for Congress. And because high school teachers are super optimistic, I was running in a district that had 1 Democrat since 1892.
Yeah, and that was a very different kind of a Democrat. A person who, were they alive today, would be a Republican and an anti-immigrant Republican, let's just say.
Well, my neighbors graced me with an opportunity to represent them in the United States House of Representatives.
By the way, Tim Walz is, a year younger than Brad Pitt and a year older than Kamala.
I'm proud of the work we did there together. I worked across the aisle on veterans issues, on agriculture, and on ways to grow rural economies. I learned the art of compromise without compromising my values. And now, as governor of the great state of Minnesota, I bring those experiences to bear in tackling the challenges that are facing our great state. Minnesota's strength comes from our values, our commitment to working together, to seeing past our differences, to always being willing to lend a helping hand. Those are the same values I learned on the family farm and tried to instill in my students. I took it to Congress and to the state capitol, and now Vice President Harris and I are running to take those very values to the White House.
There's very much a Scranton Joe energy that they're doing, but that's a little more country is all. There's a lot of parallels. He's basically, this is the happiness that he gets to carry around because he didn't have the tragedy that Biden had, for example. Thank God, neither of these two have had the kind of tragedy in their life, especially in their early political life, that Biden has had. So that it didn't inform what they did. If Biden hadn't had that happen to him, he would be, his energy. I mean, he's got a bright and happy energy anyways, but it would be even more so. You know what I mean? It's just friggin' great. Just great. Oh, thank you. Love you. Appreciate you. Thanks, Ron. Yeah, Pitt is 60, but he's old. He's almost like 11 months or 8 months or something older than him. I will, Big Hope. I'll pass that on.
Now, Donald Trump sees the world a little differently than us. First of all, he doesn't know the first thing about service.
He knows how to push a button for it. Diet Coke!
He doesn't have time for it because he's too busy serving himself.
Sounds like a jacking off. It sounds like it's like servicing himself. Sounds a little below the belt variation. I know where he's going with it, and that's not what he means, but it does sound like that. It's fine. It works as an attack either way.
Again and again and again, Trump weakens our economy to strengthen his own hand. Mm-hmm. He mocks our laws He sows chaos and division, and that's to say nothing of his record as president.
He does it. Oh, by the way, he does this one a couple of times. He's like, he's terrible at this, this, and this, and this. And we're not even talking about when he was president. This is one of his rhetorical skills. It's really fascinating. Yeah.
He froze in the face of the COVID crisis.
Now, that is a new way of messaging it. Look at the smile on Kamala's face. He froze in the face of the COVID crisis. That is an attack angle that is relatively new to the entire conversation. Didn't really come up in that terms. I mean, I think Biden, say he was, there were different people trying to message the idea that he didn't know what to do. And he was confused by it, or he was but he froze is a very distinct one. Might be a Minnesota thing, but the best thing about it is it's gonna anger Trump. It's gonna trigger the shit out of him, and it seems like that's the goal here. That primarily what Walz's gig will be between now and the election, and he's doing it masterfully so far, is to trigger Trump and make Vance embarrassing to Trump. Not to everybody else, not to go against Vance as a, VP to VP. He'll do that, of course. But the main goal is to make Trump think of Vance as a liability. You do those two things, you're done. You've game, set, fucking match. So that's it. I just wanted to point out, these are very precise rhetorical tricks and jokes that he's using. They are not harmless, and they are specific.
He drove our economy into the ground. And make no mistake, violent crime was up under Donald Trump.
Yeah, in Minneapolis, we know. I love the fact that they're like, Joe Biden's America, and they're showing footage from the riots from 2020.
That's not even counting the crimes he committed.
See, that's that same rhetorical trick. He attacked our economy and stuff, and that's not what he did as president. This is a great rhetorical comeback. Oh, you hear Chris now? Yeah, there's a definite Chris Farley, Wisconsin, Chicago, Minnesota accent thing there. Also, can I just say, signs all say Harris-Walz. They say we win. Nobody's holding up a fucking sign that says lock him up or you're fired. They say lock him up, I think, at one point. But all across, it's like all the signs are positive. This is also strategy, and it's really fucking smart. It's also good. And can I just say, on a side note, chat room, join me, if you will, in chat room. You know how the word fight has been has been stuck in my craw for a long time, that I have this fucking chip on my shoulder about, ironically, as an analogy, about the word fight. Yeah, using this concept of fight, and we got to fight, and we have to have a fighter, and he fighty bullshit, and the TYT fight, and we have to have somebody who can fight for, and nobody fights in fucking Congress. Even if the louder you yell and the meaner you get, the less chance somebody's going to sign on to your fucking bill. There's no fighting. It's what you do instead of fucking fighting. I get that you want somebody who, when they get knocked down, wants to get back up. Those kind of things. But that's different than fighting the person that you're up against in a rhetorical job where you're creating legislation. It's just fucking annoying. I just don't like it, right? And I know not everyone's going to agree with me on this, and I know you guys know this is just my thing. This is one of my fucking thing. I don't think it applies. It's a terrible word. Is it no surprise, and I almost feel like I shouldn't have read The Secret because I might have caused this, but the Harris-Walz campaign is all about hope and joy and working together and reaching across the aisle and normalcy, and we don't need chaos, as opposed to we don't need to fight with each other, we don't need division, we don't need chaos, that particular word. Whereas Trump's literal thing since he got winged in the ear is fight, fight, fight. Literally, that word became the thing that defines the campaign, much less what he thinks his presidency would be. Just fight, fight, fight. Literally that word 3 fucking times. And if I couldn't have asked for a better example of why that rhetorically is stupid, and what you really want is somebody who can go and do the functional job of being a good chief executive of the government while you get on with your goddamn life. That's why I love where they're going with this. I just love it. So, yeah. Anyways, I will continue. It just needed that break, but I just feel like I caused this.
You know, some of us are.
So they yell, lock him up. And he's like doing like this. But there are no signs that say it from the campaign, which is very specific. You can't tell the audience what to do. They're going to react, and he's a fucking crook, so.
Some of us in here are old enough to remember. I see you down there. I see those old white guys. Some of us are old enough to remember when it was Republicans who were talking about freedom. It turns out now what they meant was the government should be free to invade your doctor's office. In Minnesota, we respect our neighbors and their personal choices that they make.
You're goddamn right. If I want to go down to Baja and smoke the bejesus out of an entire plant of Cabo Wabo, Maui, Wowie, Zangaroo, Kush, that's up to me, goddammit. I just couldn't do it legally in Minnesota until this guy became governor and legalized recreational marijuana, goddammit. Why do I have, every time I turn around, I like him more?
Even if we wouldn't make the same choice for ourselves, there's a golden rule. Mind your own damn business.
I think that's my favorite part of his pitch. That's got to be, do you know how good that is? Do you know, yeah, mind your own damn business is such the answer to like these assholes who are trying to tell the parents of trans kids what to do and and women's healthcare and all this stuff. Mind your own damn business. Like that has the irony as a cute little phrase and a throwaway or whatever, has more weight in this election cycle than almost any phrase. Because the Republicans just are, building the structure of their party on climbing up everybody's ass. So and by the way, he said that on the news a couple weeks ago, and you could tell they're like, you have to use that line. That's part of your stump. You have to use it.
These guys are after my heart chanting, mind your own damn business. That feels good, so thank you. Look, that includes IVF. And this gets personal for me and my family. When my wife and I decided to have children, we spent years going through infertility treatments. And I remember praying every night for a call for good news. The pit in my stomach when the phone rang, and the agony when we heard that the treatments hadn't worked. So it wasn't by chance that when we welcomed our daughter into the world, we named her Hope.
He starts to, he got me. He fucking got me. I start tearing up again. And by the way, that also might be residual queer as folk stuff, because I loaded the word hope and the word home with a lot of emotional weight so that I could trigger crying for certain scenes, and that's like Pavlovian now. So, but it's still beautiful, and you could tell he gets a little emotional there. You could see it. Oh, I'm a total big softie. Yeah, but what, like, oh my God, like I heard the audio of that, and I was like, oh my,
When Vice President and I talk about freedom, we mean the freedom to make your own healthcare decisions. And for our children to be free to go to school without worrying they'll be shot dead in their classrooms. By the way, as you heard, I was one of the best shots in Congress, but in Minnesota, we believe in the Second Amendment, but we also believe in common sense gun violence laws. Vice President Harris' idea of freedom is a ticket for education to be that ticket to the middle class, not crippling debt. Air that's clean, water that's pure, communities that are safe.
what a novel concept. I thought it was supposed to be fighting the other side and showing them how powerful we are and who is boss.
A place where we settle our political differences not through violence, but with our votes.
You see when he frowns, you see the Cheney thing I was talking about? Again, if Clarence the Angel put the soul of Joe Biden into the body of Dick Cheney, Tim Walz.
And that's what this election's about. What direction will this country go in? He's not going back. Well, Donald Trump would damn sure take us backwards. Let's be clear about that.
Let's be clear about that. I gotta love the just the accent. Fuck are you talking about? I don't hear an accent at all. What accent? Smart mouth. Say it again. Well, I was just saying, you could just tell it's a Midwest. What kind of Midwest? What are you even talking about? He sounds completely normal. He's a non-inflected Midwestern speaker. There's no even goddamn trace of an accent. Yeah, I mean, obviously there is. No, there goddamn well isn't. Okay? It's just, no, it isn't. Stop it. All right. Sorry. You're right. No accent at all.
And don't believe him when he plays dumb. He knows exactly what Project 2025 will do to restrict our freedoms. To rig the economy to help the super rich. If Trump gets a chance to return, he's going to pick up exactly where he left off 4 years ago.
Losing? Failing? Not getting anything passed?
Only this time, it will be much, much worse.
Right.
Raising costs on middle-class family. He will repeal the Affordable Care Act, no doubt about it. He'll gut Social Security and Medicare. And when somebody tells you are, they believe him. He said he'd ban abortion across this country, and he'll do it, whether or not Congress is there or not.
Mm-hmm. He told Chris Matthews that women who have abortions should be punished. There should be a punishment for women who have abortions. He said this before the fucking 2016 election. And other people were like, he's not, I don't think. Fuck those people. Shame on you if you bought into it and you backed off your vote. Shame on you if you voted for him and were like, I didn't know he was going to attack women's rights. He fucking told you. He didn't say, I'm against it and it's the baby, blah, blah, blah. He said women should be punished. He said it to Chris Matthews in an interview on television. It's on tape. It's not even something that was in the 19th line of a policy paper. He fucking said it in 2016. And he put people on the Supreme Court who lied about their position so that when the law came up in front of them, they could strike it down, so that they could destroy Roe v. Wade and they could destroy a woman's right to choose and make women second-class citizens in the United States, which they fucking are right now. The irony is that Kamala Harris, as the vice president of the United States, and she's 60, so obviously this would be if she was younger, if she was pregnant, would have different rights in different states. Her life could be in danger if she wasn't the vice president of the United States right now, not next term, not maybe if Trump gets in, right fucking now. This race is not about, the possibility of something awful happening. It already happened. We have to fix it. This is about fixing it.
Donald Trump's not fighting for you or your family. He never sat at that kitchen table like the one I grew up at, wondering how we were going to pay the bills. He sat at his country club up in Mar-a-Lago, wondering how he can cut taxes for his rich friends.
I think the one-to-one analogy would be he sat at his family's Upper East Side super rich dining table or in his dad's office figuring out a way not to rent apartments to black people, which is against the law. That's what he was doing about the same time in his life.
And I got to tell you, his running mate shares his dangerous and backward agenda for this country.
Okay, I know what the joke is coming. I don't know if everybody's heard it, but when I heard it, I literally said, "Oh shit," out loud.
J.D. Vance literally wrote the foreword for the architect of the Project 2025 agenda. Like all regular people I grew up with in the heartland, J.D. studied at Yale, had his career funded by Silicon Valley billionaires, and then wrote a bestseller trashing that community. Come on! That's not what middle America is. And I got to tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
That is if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So,
Oh,
see what I did there?
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, like that. Just not. Oh, shit. Like, just, like, he went there. He fucking, and he also, he followed it up with, see what I did there. So you don't miss the joke. In case anybody there didn't know it was a joke, in case anybody there wasn't, drinking from the fire hose of news like we all were or whatever, or weren't up on it. Oh, my Lord. Look at Harris trying not to get to, be above it, and yet it's pretty fun.
I got to tell you, pointing out just an observation of mine that I made. I just have to say it. You know it, you feel it. These guys are creepy, and yes, just weird as hell. That's what you see. That's what you see.
Okay, so a couple things about Donald Trump. One, he hates being called Donald, which is fucked up. He hates being called a dope because apparently its relation to drugs in the 60s and 70s made his father call him a dope or use dope as a major pejorative in the household. So it digs him more than even being called a racist. If you call him a dope, it freaks him out. Weird gets to him the same way because he knows he's an outsider and he's been fighting his whole life to feel like he's in the in crowd, and the in crowd can't fucking stand him. And now Donald Trump has built his own in crowd, and he can't stand them. He hates the front row Joes. They creep him the fuck out. And he's like, these people are a direct reflection of me. They're fucking weird. My followers are weird. Maybe I'm weird. Oh shit, I'm weird. So that's why that's why this word bugs him particularly. So this is fun, and it's a nice speech, and it's an introductory speech, but let me tell you, they are not fucking around. There are heat-seeking missiles and laser-guided missiles fired in this speech. This is some well-crafted shit.
So you know what's out there, so say it with me. We aren't going back. We aren't going back. We are not going back.
Bless his heart for properly saying the phrase, we aren't going back. We are not going back. And everyone else is going, we're not, which is improper, but he was a teacher. So we aren't going back is the proper way of saying it. And he automatically said it properly, and instead of the vernacular version of it. It's great.
So we got 91 days. My God, that's easy. We'll sleep when we're dead. Over those next 91 days and every day in the White House, I'll have Vice President Harris's back. Every single day.
Also, by the way, this has got to be the weirdest piece of language where he's got to refer to her, because she's the sitting vice president, and she would be Madam President or the president, but he's running to be the vice president. She is the vice president, and he's trying to show deference and appreciation. So the language tap dance here is really rough. Bless his heart.
And we'll have yours. You know how this works. We can't do it alone. We need you, each and every one of you. Go over to KamalaHarris.com, get on board, because we need you. Freedom to make our own choices. This leader, this compassionate, careful, joyous leader believes in each and every one of you. My God, you came here tonight to sit at the very top because you love this country and you're not going back.
He's going to say my God and by God a lot during this, isn't he? During the whole campaign. By God, these people, by God, these people are, by God, my God, what are these people doing? By God, what are they doing?
She believes in the opportunity for every single person to join the middle class. Mm-hmm. She believes in the promise of America. We just got to fight. We just got to fight. Because as soon-to-be President Harris says, when we fight, we win. Thank you, Philadelphia. Thank you, Vice President. God bless America.
No. Yeah, so introductory speech, nailed it. Yeah, great all around. Thoughts, prayers, ideas, chat room, there you are. So far, across the board, nothing but like nothing but love. Like he is, he appeals. Interestingly enough, he was. Somebody called him a blue dog in the chat a little bit ago, but he wasn't one of the blue dogs that say ran interference against the ACA. He's just a Democrat in a purple district in a very rosy version of purple. Yeah. And so that, you know, when he was running as a congressperson, and then and obviously was able to reach across the aisle and make everybody feel welcome, and therefore became governor. That's how he translated that being a congressman into that part of it. So a blue dog used to be what was a conservative Democrat. You know, it still is. There's still a group of them, they're called, but it was used as a pejorative because there was a group of 11 in the Senate who pushed back against a public option in the ACA because they knew they wouldn't get reelected if it passed in their state. They just knew because they were, you know, we're already on the edge in terms of the Senate. The Republicans have, you know, they're already ahead of us because they have a bunch of states that are small and still have 2 senators. And so we're already, they have an unfair advantage. And so there are a lot of Democrats who are senators in places like even like Joe Manchin and others where they're, you know, for all practical purposes, it's a red state. But they managed to have a blue senator because of a lot of work and a lot of time. So, yeah. That's it. And so the blue dogs are people who are just like, I can't run full on, you know, hyper lefty, and I can't run like a New York Democrat because that's not who my constituency is. Yeah. So there you go. And let's see, Midas Mighty in the chat. Welcome everybody. By the way, thank you so much. The boys are glitchy. Well, yeah, there's a bunch of that too. Hold on one second, and I'll show you in a second. Boink. Oh yeah, and by the way, tomorrow on the show, Trey Crowder's going to be on the show, on the morning show, along with the Major joining us, Major Ojeda from Ojeda Live. Phil is going to be with us on Friday. And then regular shows in the afternoons. If you're new here, hi, welcome. Join the show, like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. This is the single greatest live stream that has ever existed, and it's you know, I'm just saying, you're a big part of that. You are. I know you won't. Some people don't feel like they are. They're like, no, I just sit here and watch joyfully. No, you are. You're super important to this whole process. Now, by comparison, let's see. Let's jump over. Boink. I'm gonna hold on. Go back. I need to copy the link, and put this in here. And whoops, no, that won't work. Put it in here. Paste this in here. And there. I'll show you a second. In a second. Where's that? Yeah. And then I've got to grab another link because this is just ridiculous. There are. Let me, whoops. I don't want a live replay of it, you weirdo. I want this. Okay, there we go. And then I want this, and then I put this, and then I'm putting this in, and then putting this in, and then I hit return, and then we have this. So, yeah, here we go. So, this is live, so this will be a needle drop, because, Jesus Christ. This is, first of all, let's jump over here. We just saw Tim Walz, the vice presidential candidate for the Democratic ticket that is going to win, and just saying, and and what they are running on essentially is that we need some normalcy back. We shouldn't have to fucking white knuckle our government. This is what I've been arguing for a long time. You should be able to count on your government to be run by competent people all the time. No company's stock would be worth a shit if they shuffled their board of directors with a bunch of lunatics every couple of weeks. Thank you, Susan, for the super chat. And thank you, Michael, as well. And I will pass along the CSL ones too, just letting you guys know. I'm on my, oh, thanks, Cadet. I'm glad I made your all pass list. That's very sweet. Golly. So this, I just want, let's compare and contrast, shall we? So we've got a Minnesota governor, and the sitting vice president who is eminently capable and has already served as vice president for 3 years and change, and who will do just fine. And, so 2 people with executive experience, 2 people with, obviously strong ethics, 2 people with a clear vision for what they want to do. And on the other side, we have this shit. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene at this rally in Atlanta that Trump was at, where he was bitching that the school where they were, I don't know if this was the one, where they wouldn't let them bring in people. They let Kamala Harris fill the place, but they wouldn't let Trump fill the place for some reason. Yeah, anyways, this is in Georgia. By the way, for those of you who don't know, Marjorie Taylor Greene's district has, during her time as a congressperson, grown jobs. 3,000, I think, is the number. 3,000 new jobs in her district alone. It's not a big district. That's a big deal. 3,000 new jobs. Good paying union jobs, I will say, in that area. Now, it should come as no shock that those jobs are at an EV battery plant that is only there because of the Inflation Reduction Act. But still, I don't know, I'm sure she'll say something about climate change. Here we go. So this is the compare and contrast.
How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hi.
It's so shocking to run into you here since you're fucking one of our old news guys before he got let go because he was boring and his face plumped up like he had a bee sting.
Hi. Where am I going?
Right here. That'd be great.
Okay.
All right, so 2 tall guys.
One short woman.
So, I mean, the crowd obviously.
Okay. But enough about your Saturday night.
Loves you here in Georgia and around the country, but your thoughts?
No, they don't. No, they fucking don't. Also, all right, just say it.
Thoughts about what's going on in our country right now?
Oh, listen, we are in the fight of our lives. So many Americans I talk to, all my family and friends, they can't afford their rent. They can't afford groceries. Senior citizens.
Well, obviously you don't have that problem because of that PPP loan you never had to pay back.
Citizens can't afford their rent and groceries and medications. Young people in America today don't know if they're.
Well, why don't you tell them about the wonderful healthcare plan that Donald Trump will have in 2 weeks? I think from today. It's 2 weeks away. Yeah, and that'll solve it for them. They'll be able to afford their medications. Or maybe they just need to make a phone call because you're lying and it's already available to them to the lowering of their prescription costs because Biden has already done a lot of work in that area.
They're ever going to be able to buy their first home. And here we are on the verge of possibly seeing a major war break out in the Middle East, which is on
on the verge of possibly seeing a major war break out in the Middle East. Welcome to my entire life on the fucking planet.
On everyone's heart and concern. We don't want to pay for any more foreign wars. We don't want to pay for Ukraine. We want to see world peace come back.
Come back? Oh, you mean the thing where Trump let Turkey kill a bunch of Kurds that had helped us fight ISIS? That kind of world peace. Oh, you mean pulling our troops out of Syria so that Russia can have a base and then moving those troops to guard gas refineries in Saudi Arabia so the Houthis would be afraid to fire missiles at U.S. troops, basically using them as human shields? Or you mean not doing anything to, say, push Russia back out of the area of Ukraine they had already taken? Or
and I think we got less than 100 days, guys. Less than 100 days.
You think?
And our job today in Georgia here is to turn out the vote. Because if we can
well, it won't matter. I mean, you said it yourself. They cheat. The cheating is going to happen. Cheating. I mean, Georgia cheating was off the charts. Obviously, it was cheatyville. And what are you going to do? I mean, obviously, the Biden campaign was able to cheat their way into the White House from the outside. Trump was president at the time. He had his hands on all the levers of government, and he couldn't fucking beat him. So what chance does he have outside of office? You're fucked, basically, right? I mean, I'm kidding, but I'm just pointing at holes in the logic.
Turn out the vote here in Georgia. We are going to win this election. The road to the White House goes straight through Georgia, so people got to show up.
Amen. And outside earlier, the amount of people we saw out there from all walks of life, it was wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. All the people who were outside and then came inside.
Isn't it awesome to see just so many people supporting President Trump?
Yes, the diversity. We have more diversity than an all beige variant crayon box.
Yes, absolutely. I'm excited. You know, I think this is his first rally in downtown Atlanta. He's rallied all over the state. He's rallied all over the country. And it's so much fun.
Yeah, he can't go back to a lot of places because he doesn't pay for the security at the venues and the cleanup afterwards. So he usually can't actually go back.
Just to see everyone coming in and to hear his message, hear his agenda, Agenda 47, that is so clearly.
Project 2025, Agenda 47. Yeah, basically, if you don't know, Project 47 is the table of contents for Project 2025. Agenda 47 is the table of content for Project 47.
Really outlined on
2025. God damn it. They're the same thing is my point.
DonaldJTrump.com, and I can't wait to hear President Trump. I can't
You shouldn't read the chat while I'm trying to say something like that. It's a pain in the ass.
wait to hear JD Vance, and we're going to have a good time.
Finally, for me, and then Titus, if you have any questions, I know when you're on stage, you're going to be very fired up. Why
Yeah, unlike now where you're just kind of a little chirpy.
are you so fired up right this second?
Well, I have to tell you, Georgia's my home. I was born and raised here. I absolutely love my home state. I love all the people that live here.
Do you though? Do you? I'm fairly certain Brad Raffensperger lives there. I'm pretty sure Brian Kemp lives there. Yeah.
I also love our country, and I know what
Thanks,
we're fighting
Michael.
for, and I think everybody in here knows what we're fighting for.
What would that be?
This is a time where we have to rein in our federal government. It is totally overgrown, out of control, and it's...
Oh, okay, because Russia's getting its ass kicked right now. Yeah. We're back to the early 90s. We need a government so small that Vladimir Putin could drown it in a bathtub.
It's about to be bankrupt. We're over $35 trillion in debt.
Trump was responsible for a third of that.
We can't
A fucking third.
afford it. Nobody can. And that's a situation for Republican
Well, then how did all these people get the day off of work?
voters, independent voters, Democrat voters, and people that don't even vote. And
I'm just going to say real quick, for being so fucking broke they can't go anywhere, do anything, eat anything, or take their meds, it's a lot of fucking merch behind you. I'm just saying. It's a lot of fucking merch. That's a lot of merch. That's a lot of red shirts and red hats and fucking flags and bumper stickers and little folding slap signs and wrist bracelets and fucking getting their cars wrapped and all that. A lot of fucking merch for people who can't afford bacon.
we got to come together and we got to fix it, or we're all going to suffer.
And then
We're all gonna suffer. Next up in the talent competition, Miss Northwest Regional Georgia, who will play the spoons using no hands whatsoever.
finally, we see what's happening in Venezuela with the people there. They just
Yeah, we do.
want to be free.
Yeah. Well, it's election.
Yeah, that's true. We do. We see that. And, America could do something, but Marge won't let us.
Election integrity matters. We've been saying it since November of 2020. Stolen elections have consequences.
Yeah? What would the consequence be? Those people rising up and taking their government back and the military siding with the protesters?
We don't want to be Venezuela. And
Asshole, yes you do. Yes you fucking do. The point is they're having like a genuinely necessary Jan 6 because they have a dictator in charge. You had a fucking pretend revolution and failed, thank God. But of course you fucking do. You wish it worked out like like what's going on down there. What the shit?
So we have to get everybody to be poll watchers, pay attention to your elections.
Yeah, because we don't want happening to Trump what happened to our good buddy Maduro.
Really make sure that it all turns out good, because the people own the elections and they pay.
Well. Turns out well. I know it doesn't matter. I know. Turns out well.
For them.
Representative Green, thank you so much. Have fun up there.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, it's great to visit you. So, I saw
It's great to biz you.
awesome seeing you be so fired up every single time I see you on Twitter, X. I see all these people, but it's the fact that you're so unapologetically firm and like not only your loyalty to Trump and the movement that we're doing here, people continuously come in and out of it. Like they want to hate and then they want to support and they want to hate. Regardless.
Oh, you mean like J.D. Vance? Right. Yeah, good point. Excellent point. Great place to bring it up, and especially when he's about to go on stage. I think it's a great time to bring up people who, say, used to be for Trump and then aren't anymore, or used to hate him and now pretend they are, and you never know who's who, and you can't trust anybody, and right about the time you think somebody's on your side, they bounce back and go the other way. It's great. This is great.
Of what it is you say. You could say something they agree with, and that's just not just you, that's everyone in the media. You say something they agree with, and they're like, yeah. You say something they disagree with, and you're the worst person ever. How do you deal with that?
Well, honestly, for me, it's about the mission and the goal. And the goal is to save America. And the way to
save America. From?
save America is to focus on America First policies.
Sure, absolutely. America First policies. And that would be to seal up the border and destroy the Texas economy. And, of course, chuck out, I guess, the USMCA, because obviously if you seal the border, the USMCA is defunct. You know, so whoever signed that shit is an idiot. I mean, who does that? Who does a trade deal with a country when you're going to full on shut the border? Seal it fucking tight. Nobody gets through. That's it. Done. And fuck you, Canada. That's it.
Don't get caught in all the noise, right? Remember Steve Bannon, he's always talking about signal, not noise.
Not right now, though. I mean, he might be. He might be in his cell, quietly, in solitary, fapping like MIGs, saying signal, not noise, signal, not noise.
And we have to stay focused on our mission. So I don't
Which is, I don't even,
care if somebody's jawing about this on social media or jawing about that on social media. For me, it doesn't matter. I know who I am. I know what I believe in. I know Donald Trump. I know him well. And I know what his mission is. And this man, he took a bullet.
Of course, hey, look, she knows him, okay? She's had her hand on his cardboard cock. What more could you ask for? That, I mean, how close can you get to another person than to fondle a cardboard cutout of them? You know what I mean? I had someone in my life that would molest a cardboard cutout of me. Why can't I have the real love?
Bullet for everybody out here. He took a bullet to the face, and he.
No, he didn't. Okay, I'm not. God damn it! Your ears are not on your face. They're on the side of your head. The ears are not part of your face. Fuck you. No, I'm not going to do this. Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and the ears are not part of the face. Okay, dummy? Look, they might be visible while you're looking at the face, but they're not the fuck. Shut up. Shut the fuck. No. Ears are not face. He got winged. You know how I know it's not part of the face? Because this is not considered a face piercing. Stupid. I got both my ears pierced. I have no facial piercings. Dipshit. He got shot in the face. I mean, it would explain the look.
Stood up and he raised his fist in the air and he said, fight, fight, fight. Because of.
Yeah, and that's I mean, what Putin said when he had his fist up his head. No.
America's worth fighting for, and I'm dedicated to that.
Wait a minute. America's worth fighting for. He was shot by a Republican. Who are you fighting with? So there's a fight. Let me get this straight. There's a fight going on between Republicans to try and save the country from other Republicans. And one side is a bunch of xenophobic assholes who are anti-trans bigots and shitty towards women and want them to be second-class citizens. And the other side don't think that side goes far enough. That's pretty much, that's the shooting in a nutshell. Fuck does this have to do with me? What does this have to do with Democrats or foreigners or immigrants or anything? This is your own shit.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yes, it's good to see you.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Bye, RSPN.
Thank you.
Don't look at her like that when she's walking away, man. She's spoken for, okay? She's with B. Sting Bryant.
So,
I don't know. Yeah, it was great.
that's not something you have to do every day. How about this?
Yeah, no, I've never met her before, so that's cool.
Dude, it's exactly how they said it, man. It's exactly. Oh, and this is her actual speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene.
This is my fight song, my steal your rights song. Down, 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 down. Just saying Democrats, blue. Democrats, blue party, blue. So you're wearing a blue dress. Also, can I just say crossover rap country sucks? You're welcome. I like a girl with the booty shorts running and the thing got my truck bubba doo baby. I hate that shit. Fucking like that shit is as country as JD Vance. Shut the fuck up. Okay, sorry. And I'll get a copyright strike if they keep playing this garbage. Just go up there and talk, stupid. The more you walk around, more people go, wow, she has the same gait as the Jan 6 bomber. Yeah, she's got a limited time, so you save yourself a lot of time if you walk around just waving and shit like that. It's how Trump does that too. He pads like 6 fucking minutes onto his speech by just wandering around. We don't have to watch all of this. I'm just going to catch the top end of it. She's not going to say anything new. Also, I got to say, it's a kind of a small place. I got to say, like she's on the stage right there, right? And there's all this shit behind, whatever. But it's almost in the round, but not. Like if you're going to, I just got to say, politically, if you're going to do this, do it in the round. Fucking make a round stage and walk around with a microphone and address the crowd and whatever, right? This is just weird. You're calling it hick pop? That's not hick. Oh, like hip hop, hick pop. I get it.
Oh, George.
I like hick bop is really yeah. Ooh, Georgia. This is one of those things where, like, if you took the video and you just took out, like, when they take dance, like, music videos and they take the music out, they just put the words and the noise, like, the Dancing in the Streets video. If you just took out all the other sound and her just going,
This is home sweet home. This is home.
What are you pissed about then? I'm on my way home, sweet home. Tonight, I'm on my way.
I love you. I love every single one of you.
I don't know. The press is in the room, and you seem to be kind of an asshole.
I tell you what, this feels like a room full of friends and family. Every single one of you.
Well, it ain't. Hey, it ain't. It's a room full of third cousins. I'll give you that. Look, everybody's sort of related. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, it's interesting the Olympics are happening because her family tree looks like the Olympic rings. Have you ever seen them? There's a lot of, her sister mom brother is one of the nicest fellers you'll ever not meet because they legally can't, or they're not allowed to live in her district because they have laws against him.
One of you. And Georgia, I really want to talk to you about the serious mission.
Oh, here it comes. Man, we got a job to do. Take this job and shove it. Bonk, donk. We'll have us a Friday night. Bonk, bonk. Is that wrong? I'm just saying. She's a hardy woman, and I like any woman who looks like she won't have problems with the business end of a wheelbarrow.
That all of us are on together. This has nothing to do with our skin color, our gender, our politics. It has nothing.
Nothing to do. This political fight has nothing to do with our politics. Who you vote for and why has nothing to do with your politics. Okay? Okay, kind of it does, actually.
Nothing to do with any of that. This is
nothing at all.
It's about our mission with our home state, because let me tell you all.
Anytime, you could get at it and just kind of start saying something. I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate the dulcet tones of your voice.
The road to the White House.
The road to the The road to the White House is a very, very, I love me some Elmer Fudd.
Goes directly through the state of Georgia.
If you take the long way, it's saying that, no, I'm just saying that, is there a Pennsylvania Avenue in Savannah? That's a long fucking street.
And our mission is clear.
Oh, yeah.
We remember back in 2016 when Donald Trump stepped on the stage.
And the stage almost tipped over. I remember it well. It was like all creaky, and people were like, whoa, fuck, we're going to have to reinforce this if he's going to stick around. And next time they had oil drums under every corner. It really did help. Of course, every time he stepped, it sounded like the Tin Man getting an oil change. You know what I mean?
In the Republican primary election, and he took a sledgehammer to the Washington establishment.
In Georgia. Well, I mean, his supporters used bats and bear spray on police officers at the Capitol. But I get you what you mean. Like a generalized, if you took all the bats and bear spray and bike racks and riot shields and shit they used as weapons on that day, and you melted all down, you could probably make one, maybe two good sledgehammers. Sure.
And the crime he really committed in 2016
was stopping grabbing people by the pussy. You don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. You tell him.
Was defeating Hillary Clinton.
That is right. That is a crime. It was a crime against humanity. But, it was in line with how he's, been shitty to other women. It was just kind of a pinnacle version of it, I suppose. What happened when the other dude ran? After that, though, I forget. I've been paying that much attention. So he beat that lady. I mean, she won all the votes, but he won the ticket or whatever, where they give you a stack of, the Willy Wonka tickets that make you president. She won all the votes, but he got more Willy Wonka tickets than she did. And then that other dude from where is it? Delaware, I don't know, one of them small states. Kicked his ass, right?
And the deep state and the globalists and the Washington elite, they have been after him ever since.
I like the way she says deep state. It's very exciting for me.
They've come after that man with lie after lie, smear after smear.
Yeah, they said he bankrupted a casino. He never did that. They're saying he had 6 bankruptcies, something like that, or 8 maybe. That's a lie, okay? They saying he's had like 3 wives. Bullshit. He has been married to the same woman since the mid-'80s. All of his children are from the same lady. I know because I visited her grave at the Trump Memorial Cemetery and Putting Green.
From the Russia hoax to impeachment hoax number 1.
I hate impeachment hoax. I'd just like to say, ma'am, if I may, and far be it from me as a Appalachian, Kentuckian / Tennessean from the Ohio Valley, I bop around a lot. But if you're from Georgia, you should be able to say peach without any problems. Peach should not come out as peach, especially with all them goddamn teeth. I don't even know where. I think you got some of mine. I don't know what the hell's happening there. Impeachment. I'm just saying, not impeachment. She didn't really say impeachment, did she? Maybe I got shit in my ears. That has happened before. I don't want to tell you that story. But when a horse is running, don't try to turn and run because it'll kick up. Never mind.
They've come after that man with lie after lie, smear after smear. From the Russia hoax to impeachment hoax number.
Yeah, she said impeachment. Well, shit. Fuck, if I could write a letter, I would. If you're from Georgia, you should be able to pronounce the word peach. I just, anyways.
Number 1. Saying? Impeachment hoax number 2.
Okay. What was, the first one was, him holding back weapons from Ukraine. That wasn't a hoax. That was true. And then the second one was about January 6th. That wasn't a hoax at all. Like, that one, I mean, there's more fucking evidence of him setting that shit up than almost anything, for fuck's sake. Like, neither one of them were impeachments. And by the way, he probably should have been impeached around that Russian shit a long time ago. Fuck that Egypt $10 million payment now that's coming out. Shit, can we go back and give him I'd love to hear you motherfuckers say Egypt, Egypt, Egypt. Ukraine, 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 Russia, 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 pyramid, 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 Giza, Giza, Giza. That'd be what they'd say. Giza, Giza, Giza.
They came after President Trump. And then
well, they have to come after him because he comes so quick. Ask Stormy. Boom! I'm sorry. That was wrong. I'm ashamed of myself. And also pleased.
Our election, Georgia, was stolen from us.
No, it really wasn't. And that guy knows it. That's why he's like, fuck, man. They paid me to be here, but this is uncomfortable.
That's right.
No, it actually ain't. It's the opposite of right.
Right down the road from here with the water main break.
Oh, man, and that water main broke for all of 45 minutes, and you think the video of what happened from the next morning happened when that happened, and it didn't. Boo! Pipes breaking.
That's right. And then it all changed.
Oh, it all changed.
And we watched the Democrats shut this country down and destroy our freedoms. Oh.
Wait, hold on. We was already shut down. What the ever-loving fuck? Listen, horseface, let me tell you one thing. We was shut down. That's what the whole fucking... That's why Biden had, like, people in circles when they were interviewing him. That's why he stayed in the basement, because he's in his fucking 70s. Wasn't dumb enough to go out in a goddamn pandemic. That's why he lived long enough to run. The fuck are you talking? He shut shit down. Wait a minute. Do you think Joe Biden is Mike Pence? Because they both got white hair? Is that what's happening? Are you just fucking blind?
Over a virus that came from China.
Excuse me, a fake virus that was very dangerous, and yet they created, but was an accident, and also was Donald Trump's fault, and also not his fault. Yeah.
We watched the Democrats, Kamala Harris herself, support riots in city streets across America.
She was down there with like a Molotov cocktail? Sister's got game. You mean she bailed out real protesters who were protesting George Floyd thing? They got caught up in the arrests around the riots themselves, but weren't engaged in the violence.
Burning, looting, and taking away the rights from Americans.
Americanism? Taking away the rights from Americanism.
Support riots in city streets across America. Burning, looting, and taking away the rights from Americans.
And yes, taking away the rights from America's.
Kamala Harris shared a bail bond link to the Minnesota Freedom Fund to put
Minnesota Freedom
criminal rioters back on the streets that murdered and looted and caused chaos.
I would have stopped at murder. Looted, caused chaos, and even murdered. Like, you'd want to build up to it. I wouldn't start with murder and then fade out with chaos. You know what I mean? Also, no.
That's right.
No, it ain't.
And we've seen Kamala Harris stand side by side with Joe Biden, the dementia-ridden president, and we've watched them destroy America for nearly 4 years now.
That's right. None of these kids graduated from school. None of them. None of them had any food to eat. The last 3 years, they are all malnourished. That's why they're so short, and why they're too weak to even carry signs.
This is a shame.
It's a shamey sham.
Today in America, senior citizens are struggling between paying their rent and buying their medications.
You mean in Georgia, where you represent them? Because you guys didn't want to expand Medicaid during that time, and you voted against, I guess, some of the tax credits and stuff, or you ate up all the PPP loans so they couldn't get them?
Today in America, young people are having to face the very idea they may never be able to afford a new home or the American dream.
What about an old home and the American nightmare? I'm just saying that I'm fairly certain the Amityville house is up for sale perpetually.
Today in America, there's a steady invasion at the southern border.
A statey invasion? You mean like like them dudes in Boston, the staties or whatever they talk about, like the state police? The Boston State Police are invading us at the border. I'm having a hard time following this, ma'am. Honestly, I think it's that your voice is so high and shrill that I might need to get a dog in here who can actually hear all the words you're saying.
Every single day, and 10 to 20 million of illegal aliens have been brought into this country.
They were brought in? So these aren't the people that ran across the border. They were, did they they arrive in a blimp or?
And you, the American taxpayer, are being forced to pay for it.
Oh my God, really?
That's right.
Well, I mean, at least Trump ain't, because he don't pay taxes. So that's, way to get around it. He's a smart businessman, I heard that.
And innocent Americans like Laken Riley, but Laken Riley's not the only one.
No, if she was, you'd have a real hard time convincing people that there's a big crime wave of it.
She is the face of here in Georgia. But
She is the face of here in Georgia.
Americans all over the country are the victim of illegal alien crimes, rape, murder, and mayhem, and fentanyl poisonings.
Well, I mean, if fentanyl use, fentanyl overdoses are a thing, but you don't think migrants are sneaking all the way up here just to sneak fentanyl into people's IVs to poison them just 'cause?
This is Kamala Harris's America.
Well, technically speaking, it's Joe Biden's fixing of Donald Trump's America, because the 100,000 number was crossed under his presidency.
We have lived it for nearly 4 years.
Nearly.
This is what the Democrats are doing to us.
Yeah, they making us live with 4% unemployment and rising wages and EV battery facilities. What the fuck?
And you know what? The self-declared fourth branch of the government, the legacy media.
Oh, that show us some legacy media.
What are they doing?
Well, they're pretending Trump is normal when he's a creepy fuck. I don't know, they're getting booed in a small arena in Georgia someplace. Hold on 1 second. Al will just come back. Sorry, I know it's spent the entire time there. I can't not make a face while I'm doing the faces, even though it's technology. I still make a face, and it makes my face tired because I have to pull my cheeks up to make it work right. And I'm gonna I need to have some potassium before the show so I don't cramp.
They are lying about everything. They promote their candidates. They promote
their candidates.
The destruction of America through Democrat policies. And
all right, yeah, this is all right. Relatively same shit, I would just like to say. Where are we? Let me just go to the tail end of this nonsense. Listen, I gotta tell you, Laura Loomer probably is one of the great, is the only person who can kind of out MTG, and she's live right now. So we want to talk about a needle drop? Here we go. She's talking to her chat right now, and the show title on this is kind of fucking stunning. It's Loomer, Summer of Jihad, Kamala's VP pick exposed for ISIS ties. I know.
But of course, Valentino is running for Secretary of State in Missouri. Being sick this weekend, so I was a little chilly, kept on going from hot to cold. But I was sick all weekend long, so decided.
Maybe get a vaccine for something. Maybe, like a flu vaccine or might have been COVID. Do you get to think about maybe getting a test?
To wear my sweater. But it does match my, it does match, right? It does match.
Also, her background, which you've seen a couple of times before, looks more like somebody who does makeup tutorials. Or how to inject marzipan into your cheeks at home for very low cost. And without having to go to the emergency room more than 3 times a year.
Someone said Noor bin Laden. Laura, did you know that the New Jersey mayor fired Valentina's brother? Yes. I saw that. That's pretty bad.
Of course she knows that. She knows everything. Okay, you don't know anything. This is a great... You know what? I thought I had a great live stream.
Any other questions?
No, I'm good. Really, actually. I'm kind of over it. I do like the fact that you have a giant fucking television set that you're using as your monitor physically in the space. Really awkward. She's literally that's amazing.
A lot of people want Valentina to come on the show.
Yeah, I don't. I just next, right. This is what passes for production over on the right wing side. Unleashed leading the charge to Jamie Raskin and Harris-Walz's attempt to Trump the president. Sorry, whatever. I don't know what she's reading. And because she's got a physical screen up there instead of actual graphics play, she can't move the goddamn thing around so we can't read the entire this. Okay, all right. I'm not gonna room rate Laura Loomer's fucking feed like an asshole. I'm gonna do one more thing and then we'll jump in to this. Hold on. Let's. I want to show you something. Yeah, here it is. Oh, so good. Hold on. Now understand, the last time I did a clip that involved these two people, it got very personal. Our dear friend CSL made a thumbnail that pissed off a woman named Carol Roth, a woman who I've had disagreements with in the past, but she didn't like being called a numbskull or something like that in the thing and whatever. And I was like MAGA moron or something like that. And she was like, I'm not MAGA. I'm like, okay, you're right. You're like, you've been pulled over. You've all been involved in an armed robbery. And you want to start talking about how you're a fucking... I was hitchhiking. They picked me up. Doesn't work that way. You're riding along with this. You're always agreeing with them. Knock it off. Yeah. So, needless to say, she used to be a mild fan of mine, or relatively mild fan, or whatever. And not so much anymore. Now, there's one thing that... Let's see if I can go to this. Watch list movers. We'll look at this. Where's the Dow Jones? I want to bring this up. 1 second. Yeah, here you go. Let's just open this up. There you go. So, yeah, let's scroll this up. So here's the, holy shit. So the, just so you know, if I may, this is the Dow Jones today. It dropped 2,000 points from about 4,065 or something like that to about, like 38, 400, 30, yeah, something like that. And it's gone up 294 today alone. Yesterday's crash that everybody was talking about never fucking materialized. It just didn't. I'm going to move this up here. There you go. You'll recall yesterday when we were talking about this on the greatest live stream that ever happened. And of course, this is the new greatest live stream. And thank you for supporting it in everywhere you possibly can. Patreon.com/HalSparks. This is HalSparks Megaworldwide. And that's because thanks to the internet and the fact that I'm on 4 different sites at once, I can reach the entire globe. Now, I used to reach a couple of areas easier in that there used to be some people who could watch me through VPNs in China. That's become increasingly hard because of the CCP crackdown. So that's fallen off. And then, of course, Russia. I used to be on VK because I was like, oh, it's free. Fuck them. And it was there. VK is the Russian version of Facebook, basically. And so I would run my show on there. And it should come as no surprise that all of a sudden when the war started, they didn't like what I was saying and they took my channel down. So it just went away. Odd. Anyways, yeah, it's 1,001 and then it's gone up again, whatever. HalSparks yesterday dropped 1,001 on the Dow, but also was able to purchase a great stock for 52 cents less than the normal per share. Right, well, that's exactly what happened. Everybody bought the dip immediately because there was an attempted market manipulation, and there's a couple of theories about this. Okay, one of the biggest ones is, and let me, if I may, let me jump over to here real quick. Let's see. That why would in particular why would stocks start to scramble about 4 days ago and then really hit the fan over the course of a couple days because of that? It couldn't possibly be that on August 2nd, a new bank reporting rule went into place where banks will need to report Russian assets that are on their books no later than August 2nd to the Office of Foreign Asset Control. If a bank discovers any new Russian assets on their books after the deadline, those assets need to be reported within 10 days, the Treasury Department said. U.S. banks begin reporting Russian assets for eventual forfeiture under new law. That was 14. This report was 14 days ago, but this is when it kicked in about 4 days ago. And wouldn't you know it, when the big scramble all of a sudden. And then along with that, a lot of people tried to move those assets to someplace else. And where did they move it? They moved it into crypto. And then what did they do with crypto? They moved it immediately out of crypto because it's been too volatile. And they don't want to. They put it in and get it out. And over the course of that transfer period, they were moving stuff in, and then they got it out by this deadline to put it in another bank in another country, and like back into Bank of Cyprus or the Caymans, shit like that, right? They had to move it out of the United States, out of American and Western banks, and or be have to turn it over. All right, so that happened, and then all of a sudden, 1 second, let's see, and then the Dow took a giant shit. And then it just moved back in. Oh, and crypto as well. Let me show this. Hold on. This is crypto. I don't know. Maybe graveyard will be the phrase. Let's see. Crypto. On Monday, Bitcoin experienced a steep drop, falling below 50,000. The sharp decline caused alarm among investors. Renowned economist Peter Schiff, a longtime critic of Bitcoin, warned on social media that Bitcoin holders were ignoring an impeding crisis, referring to the market as crypto graveyard. Schiff predicted that if Bitcoin fell below its July low, it could trigger massive sell-offs in Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, ETFs. He suggested these ETFs could see a drastic decline, potentially making a 30% drop from their January highs. Crypto market rebound. It went back up to 55. It's down from 70. By the way, this is all money shifting. This is people getting their money out of the banks and trying to hide in someplace else. 54,000 is the crucial support level. If it stays above this level, it could rise to 67,000. However, if it falls below, it might drop to 40,000. One thing, obviously, that they're having a hard time dealing with is that cryptocurrencies aren't actually currencies. They're holding companies for people who are idiots who believe in the greater fool theory, and they're also a way for criminals to buy and sell guns, drugs, and human beings. That's the only place it's useful as a currency right now, is the dark web for buying fucking people. If you want to buy, it's a great example, ladies and gentlemen, if I may. If you want to purchase a slave these days, you use crypto to do it. The modern slave markets, that's what it's for. Yeah. So, that said, okay. So the stock market went down 1,000 points. It's gone up 500 points. It's done. It's like it was a momentary lapse. But boy, oh boy, did the right wing jump on this. This is the Kamala crash. That's because she got a bounce in the polls, and this has caused everybody to cadaver. We showed that guy yesterday who's the dilly dipshit who's got his own show, and he was like, that's you guys saying good news about Kamala destroyed the market, because everybody was, oh no, she's going to be elected, and therefore she'll be near the halls of power and will be able to control shit, right? That will wreck the market. And so everything crashed. And then, of course, it didn't. And, you guys know how I personally believe that the movie 2012, by the way, hit that like, give a thumbs up. This is the greatest live stream that has ever happened. House Sparks Megaworldwide. Please, if you would. Hello. Yeah, crypto is just fucking hideous. Fuck crypto, fuck TikTok, end of story. But that said, you sold NVIDIA at 133? Oh dear. Oh, because you were after the split, I hope. That's not, yeah, that's pretty good. You bought it back. Good idea. So yeah, the movie 2012 is a great example of a movie that started as an action drama and became a comedy, because 2012 became a comedy as soon as January 1st of 2013 happened. You get me? Now everything they say in it is fucking hilarious. It's like it became Airplane by a date. That is just wonderful, right? And I think we have potential for that in this video from one of our favorite dickheads. Ladies and gentlemen, someone who often pegs the meter on dipshit takes and the inability to comprehend complex systems. And on it, he's got Carol Roth, who hates my guts now because we called her a MAGA moron. And yet, she keeps going back to the trough, going back to Glenn Beck's show. And let's just see if her prediction from yesterday that this would continue on and on and on and on and on. Sorry, Ron Hartenbaum just sent me a text about sexy liberal business. Anyways, here we go. So let's see if she's maybe she's like, you know what? You're worried too much, Glenn. This is a momentary thing. I've called it. It's going to change. Don't worry. Oh, and by the way, people are like, what? No neckerchief? We'll see, because they often take pictures.
Friday, we had a bad jobs report.
Oh, it was terrible. Which, by the way, no, we didn't. It was lower than expected, but we're still gaining jobs, even though, according to the fucking Fed, we have too many people working.
We're still not in a recession, indicating...
Fucking hell. God damn it. When is this recession? When is it going to happen? What is wrong with you?
Leaders are showing that we're headed towards one.
God, but when will it arrive? Please arrive before the election so I can blame Democrats for it.
But, the
I don't know. They'll probably do some crazy monetary mumbo jumbo to goose the economy to keep it from slipping into a recession where it deserves to be.
Indicators have been wrong before. We are headed towards one. We're headed for a depression at some point. I just don't know when.
I'm going to go with the year 3160. Most humans will have moved off planet. We'll have adapted ourselves biologically for deep space, where we literally have the same depth of sensation in our skin, and yet our bodies are resilient enough to handle the cold of deep space and the high pressure. We may even be inflammable, which I think is probably going to happen by then. And there won't be a lot of people on Earth. And the people that are here might try, let's try a stock market thing again. We'll, computer, create a new stock market thing. Let's see what that does. Oh, it went into a drift. It's basically they're playing Oregon Trail, is what I'm saying.
And we're headed for a massive global collapse again.
Yeah, well, by the way, this is another example of Glenn Beck's OnlyFans.
And I just don't know when. Nope.
Right. There has to be one, right? Eventually? Is it before? Here's the thing. I guess this is the test. Is it before or after Jesus comes? Just or ballpark. Would it be? You know what? It's probably during the tribulation. In which case, you should kind of hope for it, I guess, right? Shouldn't you? Shouldn't you hope that? Isn't that a sign of something? Isn't everything being shitty like something to rub your hands together and go, "Oh, Jesus is coming back. Things couldn't possibly be this shitty unless he's coming back. It's really going to happen." I mean, I know it didn't happen during the Black Plague, but it's really going to happen this time. I mean, I know it didn't happen during the White Plague. I know it's going to come back. I know it didn't happen during the Great Depression, but it's going to happen. I know it didn't happen during World War II. Right.
Nobody does. That's why I ask you, please be prepared. And
please buy prepper shit. Fuck off.
Please take my...
wife, please.
Look, I'm not an expert in anything. No.
We know. I wouldn't even use... You don't even have You're not a layman in anything. This asshole manages to know less about shit the more he looks into it. That's fucking amazing. Oh, that's my. I gotta hold on one second. Yeah, that's gotta. Gotta clip that. There you go. Anyways, sorry. Play again. Stupid.
Nothing. I'm a I'm a
moron. The word you're looking for is moron. You're a moron.
Former
idiot who's really applied himself and become an absolute dipshit.
DJ that is a recovering alcoholic, and I'm a self-educated man. So take everything that I say with a grain of salt.
Grain of salt. No. Avoid this man's take on everything.
I need you to do your own homework. I
can't do it. But do your own reading. And then someone please read it to me slowly.
Honestly, this hasn't happened yet, but I honestly hope that you do your homework and you find out, wait a minute, Glenn, you're missing this.
Yeah, that's basically my show. Like, that's Glenn. Watch my show, dum-dum. It'll make you feel better. I mean, besides the fact that it's the greatest stream ever, and we've won every award, including the Eddie Van Halen Streamer Award for being the Eddie Van Halen of streaming. There's only one of these awards, and no one else got one. Also, the greatest super chat receiver in the history of all time. No pressure. But if you watch you'll feel a lot better, because I can explain to you in very charming terms what an asshole you are and how you've been wrong about everything, and that's good for America.
And you show that I'm wrong, because I want to be wrong.
You are. Congratulations. Success.
But it is coming. And we are in the birth pangs of the future. We are giving birth.
Yes, the present has been known in some cases to lead to the future. Yeah, I gotta tell you, man, this might be the stupidest shit I have ever heard in my life. We're in the birth pangs of the future. The birth. Oh, God. That's rough. Son of a bitch.
Right now to the future. The baby is coming out, and I don't think...
Yes, the dark future is crowning. But is it a breach? We don't know. Oh no, it's an ectopic future, and the present needs an abortion, but it can't get one, so the time is dying. I don't know if you're going to bury this analogy in fucking lime.
I don't think we're going to like it. I think it's going to be...
I know you're not going to like it. I got to say, this motherfucker is not going to like the future. Mainly because it's going to be awesome.
One of those babies that comes out and is like, hey, mom and dad.
Yeah, there are literally no babies like that. There's not even one of those. There's not even one of those.
And guarded by Rottweilers, but we're
okay. What he means is the Omen, and the Omen Damien never said, hey, mom and dad, in a weird little voice. What he means is it's alive, or Rosemary's Baby, and he's mixing it because he's as dumb about pop culture as he is about politics, economics, math, eating.
Approaching something.
Really? All right. Now you're talking crazy.
And our Dow is down almost 1,200 points in futures. The reason why this is so important is because it's not alone. Friday, bad jobs numbers, we were down 611 points. That's a pretty big fall. This morning, before we even open up, we're down almost 1,200 points. That's almost 2,000 points in 2 days.
Almost.
But in Japan...
And then... Right, okay, so we're down 2,000 points. off of 40K. Down 2 on 40,000. We're not 2 off of 3, you dumb motherfucker. We're not even 2 off of 10. We're not even 2 off of 16. Or 21, which I think is the top out where Trump was.
Stocks were wiped out. This happened while you were asleep.
Well, it most things in Japan happen while I'm asleep.
The Nikkei 225 is falling 12.5%. That is the biggest single
Thanks, Obama.
day decline since Black Monday's collapse of 89 or 87, I think it was. Also, if you read any financial news over the weekend, you saw that Warren Buffett is selling like everything. He is.
No, he's not.
Having the biggest fire sale he's ever had.
No, he's not. He has a shit ton of stock. He's taking profit because it got overheated. He was assuming it will. And he's got the kind of money that if they lower interest rates, he's got other things to do with it.
Never sold stocks, dumped stocks like he's dumping them right now.
Because the stock market has never been this big and there haven't been this many shares available. Fucking hell. The last time he sold a bunch of Apple stock, there weren't that many. Like, since then, Apple stock has split, 3 times?
That's what happened to Apple a couple of weeks ago. He said, yeah, I don't really feel comfortable with Apple. I'm going to sell. But what we didn't know until he...
Real quick. This motherfucker. The boy. Let's see. 5 days. Yeah, it's a month. Okay. Here's shrink down, you silly thing. Control minus. Oh yeah, I guess it does. Okay. Sorry, this is such an ugly chart. I don't know why. Okay. So, Apple stock. In the last day, oh, look at that, all the red. Oh, shit. It's all, even when it goes up, it's red. Oh, it's terrible. It's at 207 and 20 cents or something like that. Look at that shit. Apple stock. That's just, it's a nightmare. Let's look at 5 days. Oh, dear. Look at it. It was at 225. It hit 225, and then it dropped down to 210 something. There we go. Let's go back to here. Scroll this down. Scroll down the page. There you go. 210-ish. Oh, my God. It's terrible. In the last 5 days, it's terrible. Oh, in the month, it's gone from 235 to a little under 210 in the last month, this thing. And that was 235 was its high point. And then okay, hold on. Hold on. This is, okay, it went, it started out in, where is it? Let me shrink this down a little bit. Yeah, in May, it was 175, way down here. Look at this. Look at it. Hold on. There's a little guy right there. Look at that. Doink. Look, it went down to here. And it was 170. If you bought in right here at 170, it's at let's see, right now, today, it's at 205. It's been as high as 235. This is basically when he sold it. He drove the price down to here, but it was here, and it's evening out. This is probably where it deserves to be. People bought into it, and then it went to here. So it looks like, call me crazy, looks like he took profits. Looks like he bought a bunch of it at 100 and then sold it at 200 because that's what he fucking does.
He had to file is he's selling everything.
He is not selling everything.
And holding on just to the creme de la creme.
Then he's not selling everything.
What does Warren Buffett know that we don't know?
Buy low, sell high. It's crazy.
Nothing.
Really? Well, then why aren't you as rich as he is, dipshit?
The difference between Warren Buffett and you and me is he
wrote Margaritaville, okay? And
trusts his gut. He trusts what he reads. And
you don't trust your gut, and you don't trust what you read, and that's why he's rich and you're a dipshit.
Doesn't wait for other people to verify. His team verifies, and he trusts his team.
Okay. Has he ever lost money?
Just the words of my grandfather keep ringing in my head. If we only
get out of the bathroom and give somebody else a chance. What are you doing in there anyways? You better not have my magazines again. What's that noise? Stop using up all the lotion. That?
He knew what the rich people knew before the Great Depression, we would have been fine.
Okay. All right. Wait a second. All right. Hey, say that again. This was your grandfather's advice?
Before the Great Depression.
Hold on.
Just the words of my grandfather keep ringing in my head. If we only knew what the rich people knew before the Great Depression, we would have been fine.
Okay, first of all, no, you wouldn't have, because what the rich people knew was where to put their resources, and people, by and large, at that time, didn't have any fucking resources. What were you gonna do? Put your fucking nickel for a day's wage into steel? What are you talking about? They were rich already, right? They had resources to use. What the fuck are you talking about, you dumbass? If we knew what the rich knew before it happened, we'd been fine, because we would have killed our neighbors and stolen all of their things and huddled in a cave until it was all over.
Well, what are the rich people doing?
Buying the dip.
Also,
they're also donating to Kamala Harris.
China found out this weekend they are buying, I think it was 50 tons of gold more than they said they did. They said they stopped buying gold.
Today's Glenn Beck episode brought to you by gold. A pretty rock that's basically worthless. You can make it into shiny things much easier than other metals, because you can move it with your, if you get it warm enough, you can move it with your fingers. And so therefore it was great in jewelry before we had furnaces and other metals and things. Gold is so pretty. And in the future, people they'll go, why would I want food when I can have a pretty rock?
But now some sleuths.
Seriously, do you think Star Trek runs on a gold standard? Shut the fuck up.
Have gone out there and looked because something wasn't right. And all this gold was being shipped over to China, and they realized,
yeah, we're not on the gold standard. We don't give a fuck.
My gosh, China is still buying it.
So what?
They're telling people they're not, to try to keep the price down.
How would that happen? What do you mean? It's obviously being sold. You think people are selling the gold to them, are doing it on the download? Like, hey, I'll give you a break on all this fucking pretty rock.
So what are the rich people doing? What are the people in the know doing?
Clearly, they've moved down into the bunker that they have made by taking an old, rusty kerosene tank and burying it in the earth like a little submarine, and putting 2 vents on the side, because all those beans can make you a little farty. And then you're buying a bunch of prepper shit from this asshole, and 1 pair of clothes that you don't mind living in until Jesus comes back. And they've just moved in there and shut the lid. And if any of their neighbors come over there knocking, wanting to get in your Noah's Ark, you can tell them to go fuck themselves. But all they'll hear is, and then Yeah, and then they'll just, I guess, light kindling on fire and stuff it down the vent holes and smoke you out. And then the townspeople will strangle you and take all your resources. I'm fairly certain that's how that goes.
The VIX, which is the volatility, something that's really important if you watch stocks. But it's just important for you to know. And
Yeah, I have it. The VIX index. My grandmother used to rub it on my chest when I had a cold.
This is off the top of my head.
Fuck me. I want you to think back. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations on watching the greatest stream that's ever happened. But South Park's Megaworldwide, hit that like. I want you to think back. I want you to think back just a couple months ago, before Donald Trump had, before the debate, or how about just after the debate? Oh God, that was a terrible debate. How's it going to go? What's Biden going to do? Everybody's attacking him. We're going to destroy our own chance. We're going to fuck ourselves. Biden's, we're struggling right now. What's it going to happen? Are they going to run the ticket? Is she going to take over? Is he going to serve and go through? And then Trump's going to pick. Oh, who's going to pick? He's got Doug Burgum, was a very sensible choice. And it will attack the fact that he's had to even pick a VP. But what if he gets somebody that throws us a curveball, and then he picks J.D. Vance and the couch fucker and all this stuff. But think back to all that, like when Democrats were on their heels and Trump was apparently ahead in all the polls, hashtag polljacking. But I want you to think, did this dickhead think this is what he was going to be talking about after the RNC? After the RNC. Sometimes, just, you know what I mean? Sometimes you know how they say, someday we'll look back and laugh. Some days you can just do it live. We don't have to wait. That's what's beautiful. We don't have to wait to look back and laugh. We can laugh at it right now. It's that dumb.
In 2008, the VIX, the index of volatility, how volatile are things right now?
That's what it is, basically. Yeah, it's the how volatile are things right now index. Fucking hell.
Was it, I think, 47 in 2008?
Mm-hmm.
In
because there wasn't a war.
COVID, it was...
Sorry, 2 wars.
Like 56. And it's currently, on a scale of 1 to 100, 65.
Yeah, because there's a Middle Eastern war and there's a European war, and we have an election right now, and Donald Trump is a fucking chaos agent and a lunatic. Crypto didn't really exist then, so it wasn't even a real factor in any major way. AI. And
so that is an alarm bell that people watch.
No, it isn't. The volatility just says how stocks are being bought and sold, and whether or not you can chart them, because they're all over the fucking place. Because there's a sense that somehow if Wall Street knows what tomorrow's going to be like, everything is fine, and you can chart your investments on a steady scale. But when the volatility index is going up and down, nobody knows where the real money is. Well, welcome to AI, dumb fuck. That's the wild card in this. That's why it's up 10 points. Yes, shithead. Fuck me.
Watch and say, what's the weather forecast?
What'd I just say?
What's the VIX say? Are we headed towards really choppy seas? Yeah, according to the VIX, according to them, more than 2008 or COVID.
Well, again, volatility was really low during COVID comparatively because the world was fucking shut down.
Just announced they're cutting 15,000 jobs, or 15% of its workforce. The stock market now, I have lots of questions.
Okay, I don't know why they bothered to tack him being a dumbass onto the top of this clip, because this was supposed to be a clip of him with her, and yeah. Again, I don't know who's going to pretend to know more about something that they're wrong about the very next day. Again, this is yesterday. This is 2012 and 2013.
You just give me the update on what's happened around the world and then with the opening bell with the stock market.
So last week, obviously, we saw some selling off in the stock market. It started with a repricing of the quote unquote Magnificent Seven tech stocks that had been driving up the market, taking everything else up with them. And I think there was an awakening that, in order for AI to be a thesis, companies are going to actually have to spend a lot of money. And that started.
Okay, her left eyelash is detached from the inside and is fallen forward and is blinking enormously. Like it is, the whole half of it is doing the blinking. I don't know if it's just me, but it's a little distracting. Secondly, the Magnificent Seven, especially in the case of Amazon and Microsoft, beat expectations in their earnings, even with them investing a shit ton into AI. The problem is European AI rules, and the projection for all those companies is, yes, AI is going to be a force multiplier in what we're doing. Microsoft is obviously selling their Copilot laptops all over the fucking place, but we don't know, AI is not going to catch up to the consumer for another 2 years. It's going to work its way in because a lot of the use cases are being tried out and nobody can get a grip on it. Nobody can make money on it because most of it's fucking free. It's one of the beautiful things about AI.
A few weeks ago, moving. Then in the middle of last week, we had the Fed, who did not lower rates, but did signal that could be on the table for September.
Which they've been doing.
September.
They did that 3 times before.
And,
September's always been basically their target point, and the low jobs numbers actually solidified that.
Normally, you would say, okay, the market wants the Fed to cut rates. But what happened is then we got a weak job report on Friday. And while sometimes, the bad news can be good news for the market, in this case, they took it as bad news that potentially the Fed was behind the curve in terms of lowering rates.
Am I the only person seeing this? The eyelash thing? I mean, it's not her fault. She can't fix it right now. She's on camera. Yeah, I think, I would just say next time, just use hold on one second. If I can, it's just a little tip. Let's see. Something like this or this. Or let's see, that's better. You could just kind of one of these adjust up. Maybe, that's a little much. Sorry. I don't want to look cheap here. Nope, that's terrible. This is better, I think. I think the little, just a little at the sides, Fabulous. Big false. These are good. Big false eyelashes. Anyways, you get my point. I think it's a little much for me, but I'm just saying there's a lot of available things out there where if you're going to use a smoothing filter, anyways, which is fine. I would say use one that does the eyelashes too, and then you don't have to even work. You don't have to have them on, they can be really annoying. I mean, the glue itself is nasty.
And that, that they felt like maybe this whole idea of a quote unquote soft landing, the idea that you can get the economy and inflation down without wrecking the economy is off the table. Then, while all of this is going on, you have the Bank of Japan week that decided to do the opposite of the Fed. They have been in 17 years of basically negative or zero interest rates. So their normalization is going in the other direction. They've been trying to raise rates. They did so for the first time in 17 years about 4 months ago. And then they decided, because the yen, the yen against the dollar, they needed to fix that they were going to.
At this point, Glenn has not only lost interest, but he's afraid he might be feeling a blood clot forming in his brain. Also, the thought that he may not even have a brain and might not be a real boy at all crossed his mind. He's becoming worried that people watching might start to figure out that his eyes are getting heavy and his brain feels like it's made out of lead. Just listening to this young lady's words are making him more confused. A feeling he didn't think could actually happen.
To go ahead and raise their rates.
I'm the saddest little boy in the world. I'm the lonely Glenn Beck boy. I don't know. I'm the dumbest little man in the world. And no one cares for me. Why don't they understand how sad I am, that I'm dumb and I'm dumber every day? Oh, I don't know what she's saying, and the numbers all seem strange, and it's all just Greek to me. I wish I had not fallen asleep in class, because Greek means up the ass. All right. End scene. What did I say? You say the stream's going to be the greatest ever. It's a lot of pressure.
And unfortunately, they did not thread the needle perfectly on that, and that created implications for their markets. So when Japan opened, last night, our time, their time in the morning, they saw this massive sell-off. And what happens sometimes when you get these massive sell-offs are these unwinding of trades, because they have had zero to negative interest rates. You get a lot of people borrowing.
I'm sorry. I can't. I'm trying to I'm literally I want to deal with what she's saying, and she's telling me, look at Glenn. This is the I should have studied face. It's got to be hard. It's got to be hard to But look, here's the thing. I confront my own ignorance all the time. I seize it. I love learning. I love finding out new stuff. That's why my brain is full of really interesting shit all the time. It's because I'm always looking for gaps in my intel, and I want it filled. And I reach out to all kinds of things. All kinds of different ideas and thought forms and information. I get my multiple sources all the time, so I can have a good perspective on what I'm doing. And I'm glad, because I don't want to ever look like this. I don't. I mean, come on. That's amazing. Yeah, all right. Anyways, I would continue to watch the rest of that with you, but I gotta say, you're not gonna gain anything from it. Both of them are talking out of their ass. She's saying I will give Carol Roth credit. She is saying legit shit. She pays attention to these things. She's not stupid at all. It's her ethical attaching her, wagon to shitheels like Glenn Beck, and their philosophy, and her kind of being pseudo red pilled. That's kind of shitty, right? But she's not dumb. She understands these things. She just thinks that socialists are gonna destroy the fucking whatever. So better off to hitch your wagon to Glenn Beck and follow him down the dumb Oregon Trail. But oh my God, that was a treat. It was a late show, and I appreciate you guys joining me. Normally on at 3 in the afternoon. We're back to our Thursdays regularly at 4 p.m. instead of 3 p.m. Pacific time, just so you know. So every weekdays, 3 o'clock Pacific time, 4 o'clock on Thursdays, and then morning show Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Saturday radio show. Pretty consistent. Should be all right. Coming up, by the way, very exciting. So next week is going to be a bit crazy, though, because next week is my girlfriend's birthday. Her birthday's on Monday. And she wants to go to Disney World. So we're going to Disney World. She planned the trip. She's like, I'm buying myself a trip to Disney World and you're coming with. And I'm like, all right, twist my arm. So I will be doing a show a day while we're there during our rest at the hotel. But I will, plan that out. Thursday of next week, I fly to Chicago for Sexy Liberal Chicago. And the DNC's happening there, which is going to be fucking crazy. And I will be doing a Nerd Halen show on the 16th, and then Sexy Liberal on the 17th, and then I'm back here. And then we have Phoenix, I think, is the next week, which will be crazy. So, no, it isn't. It's the week after that because, because after Sexy Liberal, Tuesday's the Jam, and then the following weekend I'm at Monsters on the Mountain, the Monsters Rock Fest. Nerd Halen is playing Saturday night. I am also doing stand-up there in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, the Redneck Riviera. And so I will be doing all of my shows as best I can from all of these locations. But if I have to bump a show occasionally because of travel, I will try and let you guys know because I love you. And I hate for you guys to, miss. Oh, you're going to be at... oh, nice. Andrea's going to be at the Nerd Halen show. Hurrah! I'm trying to get... Johnny Million has a show the same night. Damn it. And hey, man, you got to make the donuts, and you can't kick money out of the other band members' mouths. That doesn't work that way. But I'm going to get him to come on stage with me at Sexy Liberal if by hook or by crook. So, anyways, but I will be soldiering through this and trying to crank out as many shows as I possibly can and making sure we stay on schedule. Like tomorrow, morning show, the regular time, afternoon show, regular time. I will see you then 9 a.m. Pacific time for House Sparks Mornings Mega Worldwide, and then in the afternoon, 3 o'clock. House Sparks Mega Worldwide. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show. There's the Venmo if you want to help out the show with road gear. I gotta say, I did float by Best Buy and was staring at some of their gaming laptops to try and salvage my live stream using the same setup that I use when I'm at home on the PC and stuff. And I don't know if I can. It might be too big a line to cross. I don't know. But it always helps. So anything you can do to help the show, fantastic. Thank you very much. And again, I want to say, if I may, to the chat room, please join me in wishing a happy birthday to Can't Stop Lion, our intrepid clip producer and bon vivant, and our wonderful member of the chat for a very long time as well. But even before he started doing stuff, check the meta PCs. I will. Gunpla couple. I will. That's a good meta piece. All right. Much love to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, CSL. And we will see you guys tomorrow. All right. And now I don't know if any of my buttons work because everything's been shuffled all around. And there was a thing. When you got the glow, you need the glow. You need the glow, the glow, the glow to grow. If you love to live, you live to love. You got to move to the upper level. Sorry. That's not the right button. Sometimes, who's the master? Who's the master? I am. All right, this is, there you go. There'll be a show. I'll click on it. I just need to make a button later. It's a thing. Oh, and one more thing.